Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Action-Packed Tales of Istoria, where heroes and villains are made. Thank you for tuning in to our D&D weekly web stream as we play our game of Dungeons & Dragons and, just have some fun at the table. We first want to give a big thank you to Riot Games for letting us use their music for free. We really appreciate it. If you're interested in how we're able to do that, you can check our About Us section where there's details as to how you can actually do that yourselves. And if you're interested in the tracks themselves, in the bottom right corner, you see a playlist kind of cycling through the songs, and you can pull them up later if you want to listen to yourself. They're really great. It's really great music. Secondly, we also want to give you a thank you to Arc and Forge. Their tabletop D&D software is really great. We use it for our little kind of virtual tabletop that we play on the table. If you're interested in checking it out, I highly recommend it. Their map making software, they have map making software. There's obviously virtual tabletop stuff that we use for the features, and then they have music and stuff too. So check that out if you're interested as well. Neither of them sponsor us, obviously, just us giving thanks, and then also just acknowledging that they make this possible for us. So thank you. All right, that all said, let's go ahead and go out to the full table where we're all here. Yay! Hey. Hooray. So, who wants to go into the recap from last week? Shit happened. It's a page and a half.
Oh, a page and a half. Oh, you got this? All right.
All right, cool.
Great. Sat there with a lovingly cute smile and heavily lidded eyes.
I made weird noises. Squeeze me too hard.
That's true. Yeah. Which actually, I guess, is true all the time.
Everything's weird.
Yeah, true.
It's true. Then our time skip.
Yeah.
Izzy spent time with the tenders at Story 4 and practicing and learning about their grilling. Trying to grow shit above ground too. And she got some seeds and spores. And then for some reason she was convinced that Rin is pooping cauliflower seeds because it was used to make her brain better. So she was doing scat stuff.
Jesus.
Despite the neurological system and the digestive system not being connected.
She's a child, so makes sense to a degree. We spoke with the Illithid head. It reassured us that the pockets of Illithids are not working with Rodnock or the Shattered, and they weren't linked to any other pods of Illithids. They're just kind of in their own world. And then it saw through your disguise, I guess, at the end. I think so. Not that it mattered. It was dead. I offended a blacksmith by asking him to enhance my weapon with more radiance.
Mm-hmm.
And he said no, but then maybe, but then only if I had a lot of time or a lot of storing, which I didn't have. So just left after having made him mad. We also asked around if anybody had seen or heard of that shadow giant that we saw on our way, and nobody did. So that's great. Apparently I had a lucid dream.
Yeah.
With flashing lights. Reinforcing that we need to go to the Tower of Word. There's something shiny there. So I gotta do that. And then we got some advice from the Inquisitor before we left about the creatures there in the Mormaw Basin.
The Kuatoa. And that we needed to provide something of value to us to cross the lake.
Yeah.
On
So we
a
asked
slippery sloop dupe.
Give the head as an offering, and she said that would probably work. So we go, and also to stay, if we go to the Tower of Repose afterwards, to stay away from the Nightwalkers, because apparently they're bad news if you get close. Run away. Just run away.
Run away. We could take that.
So as we approach the basin, we meet the Kuatoa and see their architectural style is kind of that of whatever you find, just stack it and see what happens. Lots of bone, woods, and metal. Definitely have tetanus shots ready. And then we met the older one named Ozu, who was very pleased with our offering. and took us to the dock where the raft is. There's a giant chain that runs across the way. And then we did the ritual to Slipper Sloop Dupe, which is apparently a unfathomably large manta ray of some descent or setup or draconic nature of something. And it gave us a big push.
Big push. Durug wants to change deities now.
I mean, who wouldn't? All hail Slipper Sloop Dupe.
Mm-hmm.
So then, as we were kind of going along a bit, we ended up camping in some ruins, where Daruk found a necklace. Adlac. I found a bone statue of Kale. Rainier somehow found a scroll of protection from undead.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Yeah, well done.
Found an altar
You're welcome,
in a
I rolled
secret
that one.
area in a basement to the wretched council.
Izzy found a small crack in a stone foundation after pulling sconce. And Duragirn and I pulled it open, and then the mural was the wretched council of the time. And, yeah. How dare you?
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah,
Trees are
pretty much
bad
covers it.
shape.
During our time with the one people before we
The Kutoa?
the Kuatoa. No, before that. Before we left. And
Oh, okay, gotcha.
who were those? The Daryl.
Elves and
Elves.
yeah.
Right.
Drow.
Yeah, as I was telling Phil, I did some word of mouth reconnaissance and found out that the Tower of Order is surrounded by a lot of undead forces that don't seem to be really like marshaled into ranks or anything. They're just kind of swarming the tower. And I relayed that to your character because I figured that might be something you would be interested in.
We're gonna try to come back.
Okay.
And we decide what's happening with this sword that I'm not super stoked that she has.
Well, apparently, you didn't want to talk about it while we traveled.
Right.
So,
For reasons.
we have a feeling that you may want to talk about it now, and that some parties may be up for discussion. Now that you're more into it seems. You're more present, really.
Yeah.
I was a little distant.
Yeah.
You're more in the moment now.
You were just doing cat things.
There we go. Yeah.
You're just pretending we didn't exist.
You took out
You've
your
been calling my name for an hour and I've just been in a box somewhere in the corner.
Hiding under the
Intentionally
bed.
facing away from us.
Kitty litter box.
All right, and with that, we'll get back into the game. So, as you're all waking up the next day, complete from your rest within the ruins, outside of the larger ruins, basically those kind of in the salt flats. You wake up and you have a day's worth of travel before you can get to wherever this tower may reside within the northwest. So, as you wake up, the morning's yours.
This is the Tower of Undead.
Yes, known as the Tower of Order, where the three deities, as a refresher, that kind of presided over it were Kale, Spectrus, and Nistra.
Hey, Rainier, you remember that conversation we had 2 days ago?
Wayne's World transition. Wayne's World, party time, stabby lamp.
What was the conversation? I don't remember.
We're about to have it.
No.
That was the doodle.
What's that mean?
It was a flashback.
Yeah.
Sorry. I almost swallowed that kid whole.
Good lord.
You've been spending too much time with that hag journal.
Yep.
It's part cookbook,
I have side difference like that, so
but for human flesh.
very. I'm being just. So WoW comes out with their thing every month of like picture skins you can basically buy in game. They did a bunch of transmods. They did a bunch of Christmas ones. So I now have a candy cane short sword.
That's
It's huge.
all too appropriate.
It's
Okay.
huge.
Yeah.
Like they have a one-handed version and a two-handed version, but even the
Oh, okay.
one-handed version, it's like this thick and probably like that long.
Jesus.
And it has Christmas ornaments on the hilt.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have it on a Volpera, so it's not very big.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Still, though. Very appropriate.
But as soon as I saw that, I was like, huh, Chris.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, fine.
Yep, right.
As soon as Chris saw it, I'm like, Chris.
Yeah. Miss.
Me. Cha-ching. Miss. No, damn it.
No, Christmas.
Boy, aren't you glad? Aren't you glad that WoW doesn't have the same like roll to see if you hit?
Oh,
It used to in Classic.
Yeah, miss.
Weapon skills?
I was gonna say,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, off topic.
What was the Witch
fast.
King? Started with an E.
Expertise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was annoying. Okay.
Anywho, back to the game at hand.
Right. Yeah, the game that we're right. So, Ren is having a quick talk with Rainier.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Yep.
Like, does he have a car? Hey. I have one black eye, by the way.
You have what?
One of her eyes has turned black.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, not like she got
She-
punched.
Which actually, hey, the art's up. Oh, no, down on the stream if you're watching. It just moved past.
Oh.
Oh, no. Okay. So you just permanently have a black eye now.
One of my irises is black. The other is my normal lilac purple.
Oh, it's the iris, not the eye area.
No, it's just well.
Well, not yet.
She went really
Yeah.
hard on that smoky eye.
I did.
The
I
sclera?
got the eyeliner in the eye instead of around it.
Wait,
I don't do makeup.
so
Is
is it just the iris or is it the sclera too?
It's just
The white part.
right now.
Yeah.
You fucking pleb.
After a few days, it like progressively changes, and then
Okay.
an optometrist.
Someone who had lots of eye problems when they were little.
being
How many sentences are you going to start before you finish one?
well, there's a lot of things happening.
So many thoughts.
And I
his mind's just like undead.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
did I thought I wrote it down. I don't know if it's-
Yes, you are adopted.
Tiny jar with bitey. Good note, Chris.
Is that the tadpole?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's all
If you
my
took
face.
better notes, you would have knew that.
I wrote down the exact word.
I did not say just that. I actually
did
gave a
not.
description.
Oh.
That's okay.
Righteous indignation. Oh yeah, there it is.
What's that?
My eye.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, did you update the artwork?
Matt did.
Yeah.
Matt
Were
is
our
has
levels updated?
always. Yes.
Fucking man.
Nice.
Yep.
Good
Matt
looking
keeps him up
out.
to date.
Yeah, Matty boy.
Mad tat tat. Yeah.
So, I knew the sword is from the group. Can I tell that's what's causing her eye thing? Am I aware of that, or do we know what's causing it?
So Define is from the group. He said, I know the sword's from the group.
No, I said I know. So I know the sword is from that bad guy at Armor's thing.
Okay.
So I remember it's
Silver Sleeve.
I thought you said from the group. So
He's not a bad guy. He's a good guy.
There isn't a sword from a bad guy. The sword is the bad
He
guy.
was only bad at
Sword is the
hacking
bad guy.
I don't know.
No, you don't. You just know that I woke up.
curtain behind you. Oh, thank you.
Um,
Just you were right there, so
I woke up with
not that that was
my
you. I know it was.
No, I know.
Or maybe it was.
broccoli brain.
so
Anyway.
indicates I know the sword is at least related to the big bad guy, and it's a big bad sword. Can I tell that's what's causing this, or is there a way for me to tell that, or not?
Who? What? Big bad guy? Is the sword related to?
Yeah. It's an interesting thing to just throw out
And
there.
fur?
Well, no, I'm asking like.
Player
I'm
to
not asking
DM.
her if that's what's causing it. I'm trying to see
Right.
what character deal and stuff.
No, I know, but
you're
the-
asking if the sword, of which you've no idea where it came from or what it's associated
No, I
with.
know what the sword is. I recognize it.
He
You did?
recognized.
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah,
rolled
he
some-
did.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
I
It's
do
not
remember
from the
that he
big bad
did.
guy.
Oh,
It was
but
Was it
from-
Rainier? I know Vadir did.
That was no, it was Rainier.
This is my you must have Rainier.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
Rainier.
okay, right. Okay.
He
Yeah,
rolled
yeah.
super
That's right.
high.
'Cause he had
Yeah,
high
you're
rolls.
both
Yeah.
high. That's right.
Like 6 weeks ago, he rolled super high.
11-5. Literally a month ago.
So then, yeah. So you're familiar with the lore around it, then. So yeah, I would say you could conjecture that, yeah, something with her having the blade has changed Ren.
Okay. So your relationship's not going so well with the little blade there, is it?
I don't have a relationship with this blade. What, do you have relationships with your blade?
He licks that candy cane.
Don't king shame people.
I have so many questions.
It's big or small. It's big or small.
Candy cane?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Candy cane. I don't have a relationship with it. I'm not bonded to this.
It looks like it's affecting you pretty strongly.
Oh, this?
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is probably more of a product of him bringing me back to life than it is about my bond with the sword, which I don't have.
So him. There's a him?
Yeah, so this sword is actually really awesome, and
Is it?
yeah. What did we say his name was?
Flipper sleep dead.
Shadow slip dude.
Stabber
Sloop
sleep too.
Hammer slip dude.
Having Sloop
That's more of a slashing.
Slashers.
Slash.
Somehow makes it more useful.
The only
mash-
enemy
singing
that Slipper Slip
masher.
Dupe has is Giant
What
Steve
is it?
Irwin.
What was his name? I have
I
so
didn't hear
many
that.
bad spelling
Yeah,
issues
him long
throughout this. It's
Yeah.
absolutely
Dang, I can't even
a
remember.
shame.
I drew a picture.
Soul Render.
John.
Oh, you just want to know the name of the sword? I had that. I thought you wanted to know the bad guy.
John Sword.
Oh, which one?
No, but I thought I named
John
The
Swordman.
guy that brought you back to life?
Soul Render.
Yeah.
Yeah, you threw out a name for it, and it's like, I prefer to be called Soul Render.
Yeah, but I wanna introduce Rainier to him as the name that I said, but I don't think I wrote it down.
I hope not.
I don't think I wrote it down.
You just have to make up something new on the fly every time.
Well, I got a nat 20 for knowing you're bullshitting.
Rindy.
It's a great nat 20. That didn't even matter.
Anywho, so this really impressive piece of equipment is called Soul Render.
Oh, I'm aware of it.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know his story?
I'm trying to figure out how you came across it, because that's not something you should have.
Well, okay, so nobody else knows this. But I feel like
He's like, I know this.
I'm gonna trust you with some knowledge, Rainier, because I trust you. Can I trust you?
Is this you or the sword?
I'm gonna trust you. Can I trust you?
Can I trust you? That's not a
I feel like you can trust him.
That means you really feel like you can trust me. You roll low.
We're trusting.
So I died for the second time.
I was there.
Yeah. Y'all tried to bring me back with broccoli, which we're gonna have a conversation about.
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower, vegetables.
That should stay there. I wasn't part of that.
Well, it didn't take correctly.
You're right. I'm not calling you Drew currently.
So on my way to the other side, Soul Render stopped me for a conversation.
Just as one does, just casually.
Well, so I actually had a connection to him already. Do you remember the talking
Like the
planet
lean.
in the Astral Sea?
did not go.
You did not. Oh.
I think. No, I've never been to the Astral Sea.
Well, you should have come, first off. Second off, when we went to the Astral Sea, before then, I had started having some conversations. I started having these dreams and visions of a planet in like a... Do you remember when we went to visit...
Within a time jump.
yeah, do you remember? You remember when we went to visit Kyvera's other half?
You understand that all of this sounds currently.
No. So Wait, you remember?
I'm not crazy, I swear. I'm not. This is all totally normal.
No, do you remember when we went to visit Kyverus, the other half, and
Is that
it
the
was
one
just
that was
kind
trapped
of.
in the void and we all just floated in place?
Yeah, and he was like, he moved the beach and the land to us with his consciousness. It was kind of like that, but floating in the astral sea, right? So I had dreams about him, and Ishara was like, "Don't talk to him.
Don't
He's."
you know your fantasy.
I don't.
Okay.
It wasn't that kind of a dream. It was like the kind where, like, I don't know. I guess these guys talk to their gods or whatever. Well, this guy tapped into my dreams, assuming because now full circle because of his connection with Ishara. So the story of this blade, so I had already had this like mental connection with him, right? And I was really curious. And when we went to the astral sea, he tried to talk to me and like come see me in physical form, except I got scared. The planet thing.
Is that Soul Render?
Just keep up.
Yes.
Come on.
Do you know who Soul Render is?
I do. Probably
know-
better than you do.
Do you know who he is, or do you know who he's told you he is?
I know who he is. So, anywho, I'm telling you the stories and the linear events that they happened to me, and then I will tell you what I learned. So, I was afraid of him at first, but then he seemed kind of okay. He wasn't super intrusive or anything. He just said, the next time I come to the astral sea, let's have a conversation, which totally reasonable request. So, then I died. So then he, like, you know, kind of, as I was passing by, tugged on our connection and, like, gave me a pause for a conversation. And in that conversation, he told me who he was and his connection to Ishara, and then made me the offer to send me back so long as he could come back with me. So he is a blade forged by a really, really evil person who really liked chaos and killing things. And he is essentially the ultimate sword of destruction. And his previous owner, used him to kill Ishara. Well, kind of. So technically, Ishara was separated from her corporeal body, and she was traveling around the astral sea. But this person came and slew her physical body before she could re-implant her soul into her own body. So then Ishara was like floating around in the ether, waiting essentially to disperse into nothingness, when all the upheaval here happened and she latched her soul onto me so that she could continue to survive. Then we put her in her own body, so now everything's fine, basically. He didn't want to kill Ishara. The wielder of him killed Ishara. So ultimately, he's just a weapon of great power, who in the right hands could do good things, and who in the wrong hands could
just
do wrong
following
things. He's a
orders.
weapon. Do you want it?
Well done.
I
Okay.
do want you sincerely a perception to see how accurate all this is.
mean
There's more
insight?
history. Yeah.
Or
Yeah, some well, like, perception would be like you sensing something.
Do
So,
I tell him about the
so history, intelligent, like this would be like an intelligence check. So, Arcana, history, religion, even.
I mean,
Take a perception.
But
I'm getting to. I don't want. I mean, religion or Arcana, I would choose over history, but that's first. That's me being selfish.
Yeah, no,
So
that's
it's
fine.
just whatever.
both of those are fine, and you would roll at advantage given this is involving Fey, Fiend, or Undead. Okay. So from the tales that she's recounted, piecing everything together, you're like, all of this makes a lot of sense, and
But am I believing that it's just a simple?
I mean, ultimately, that's a.
oh no, you know that this is not like I mean, you know, it's not a simple weapon. You know,
Oh,
it's
yes.
definitely not innocent.
It's not innocent because it wasn't wielded for the in defense of the innocent. It was wielded to harm.
No, no. But are you trying to tell me it doesn't have a say so in what it does?
She's saying it was just
No.
following orders.
What I'm saying is that it has needs. As long, like any partner, as long as
Wow.
those needs are met.
That escalated quickly.
So as long as I'm willing to destroy souls, it will work for me.
Destroy. You have to destroy souls, but you can choose the souls you destroy. We kill people all the time,
You really
and
do.
you are very anti bring them back. This is actually the truest way to ensure that your views.
That argument.
Damn.
That is an interesting argument.
Roll for psychic damage.
Don't get in an argument with a psionic sword.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
The bard makes a great point.
My favorite line is, "I don't lie, I create truth," and I feel like that's what you're doing.
Listen, I don't lie. I just sing about stories. Okay? So here's the thing. You have an opportunity to take the sword. If you don't want it, I will give it to someone who can protect it.
I'll take it.
I'm not giving it to you. If you don't want it, that's fine. One of the stipulations I put on bringing him back was that he had to set forth a test for those who seek to wield him. If they do not pass this test and do not pass muster, then they can't wield him. Okay.
I've got that one. You're gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. You're gonna take the sword.
You don't have to accept him. That's okay. But he is here, he's usable, and
Soul Render loves you whether you accept him into your heart or not.
yeah. WWSRD.
Yeah, right?
I'm just saying, we kill people a lot. This could help you do it better and also make sure they don't come back.
I mean, there's not coming back, and there's not existing.
No, they're like the same thing. Yeah, think about all the hags that you could prevent from
Think of the
coming back.
hags.
Think of the hags right here.
I mean, being that I am the preeminent swordsman group, it would be very nice.
In more than one way.
But I totally get
Said
it.
in more than one way,
If this
it's sword
isn't a sword for you and this doesn't seem like a good fit, I'm not going to force you to take it. It just means that you're not meant to wield him. And that's okay.
How bad is he gonna get it?
I'm not attached to him. He's just gonna grumble, but like I'm not attached to him, so he can grumble all he wants. Sorry, buddy. He can grumble all he wants until someone worthy picks him up. But I feel like he's waited eons. He can wait a little bit longer.
I mean, it would be a powerful weapon.
That's why I thought of you.
Slash it.
And if anyone could wield such a weapon with, I wouldn't trust this weapon on anyone. You are one that I would trust to choose the right path to wield it in.
Oh, it's a long sword. It doesn't have finesse.
It does have finesse, I thought.
Thought it had finesse?
They have finesse.
It will have finesse.
All I see is a long stat block over there.
It does a lot.
Yeah, I know.
When you eat 5 souls, you essentially can consume it and like do a heavy hit that like
Sword
kills.
came with a book. It's a user manual.
Yeah.
Who reads that?
It does not have finesse.
It just shows up on the blade. Like you have to like keep flipping it over.
I feel like I need.
Dexterity.
So you can use dexterity for your weapon attacks.
A champion of Kale, wielding soul render.
Oh, is this an all the?
We fixed one before. Fix another one.
Yeah, I think he would take a bit of conversion therapy in order to make that happen.
We can duct tape it to my mall.
Does that even count as wielding it?
Yeah.
If my maul is wielding it, does it count as attunement to me?
So, I mean, so, okay, I kind of out of character here then. I mean, there's not, well, I mean, because you can't just add finesse to it. So, because it's a longswords don't carry finesse, do they?
Traditionally, no. But I mean, I have the power to do whatever I want within my game.
It's his sword.
There are some that do.
That's what I'm saying, because this conversation is becoming pointless, but it's not going to have it. Or because I use Dex primarily.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not trying to, like, strong arm it, otherwise I'm not saying.
It sounds
The living
like
weapon may adapt to its use.
it sounds like it's on the table. Should you choose it?
Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, because right now, things is someone to decurse me and strength is bye-bye. Would you like
Somebody's already tried to remove curse on you,
Yeah,
and it did not work.
I think it's going to take
think
a
I-
wish.
bought it, didn't I?
I don't think you did.
No, you didn't.
I think you may have been unconscious at the time.
You were unconscious at the
So
time.
it's definitely wanted to fight it.
Yeah,
Because
we were
like
we were
the
shouting.
paladins or something.
It was the
Right.
guard captain or
Yeah.
whatever, and he was like,
That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
You all beat him
She-
unconscious, and then they were like, "Okay, we'll remove this."
Yeah,
"Oh shit, this is really bad. We should go talk to the giant angel lady, who's definitely not me."
Very kind lady.
She's an angel.
I mean, I will try it, but I'm
She's an
not
angle.
convinced yet of how it will work in my fighting style.
the end angle?
And being
Because it's a pretty large and bulky weapon
Angle.
for me.
completely transparent. If you try it, you might be stuck with it. So I just he
They glazed over.
he's excitable and attaches quickly, okay? He's very excited to be used.
Clingy little bitch.
And I just don't want you to like attune to it and then not be able to.
I mean, it's so.
Look, relationships require work. Okay.
Also, you know, he might talk to you.
Well, considering you kept referring to it as a thing, I assumed it had communication.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he'll ignore you.
Man, you can. Hey, it goes
Probably
cool.
cool.
I like things that go.
I really thought that I did have finesse on it.
I did too. That's why I'm very. I don't remember being a longsword.
No, it always was a longsword. I
Oh.
don't remember that much, but it's like I didn't have finesse on it. Huh. Do I want to change that?
You want me to ask him? I could ask him.
Anyways,
Oh! SR. I just got it. That's what he told me to call him in my dream space.
That he did.
any case,
That makes sense.
yeah. I mean, so yeah. I mean, ending undead would be good. I think it will help enough.
But do undead have souls?
Yeah, that's literally what makes them.
Mm-hmm.
Not all, but
Do
some.
chairs have soul?
I didn't think like zombies and stuff had like souls.
Yeah, some of it is just reanimated flesh. Some of them are spirits that just exist on Istoria.
Yeah, those are fine.
Varies.
Those are just-
What about a table? Does the table have soul?
No, but shoes do.
Get away.
Feel all shoes.
Hey, solely.
No response.
Oh, red dot.
Yes, room.
Ah, you're a stickler about that.
Well, if someone called you some name that was not yours, you would not respond to it.
No, it's called a nickname. It's literally what a nickname is. We'll work on it. So, question. Can you adapt to your user a little bit? Like, if somebody's a little less strengthy with their hits and a little more swishy swish, could you do the swishy swish instead of the pop pop?
I believe I know what you're asking. Yes. One can use more of a finesse-like style with me, should they choose. I would slightly change my form, but yes.
Would you get like skinnier and more pointy?
Skinnier, yes. Not quite pointy per se, but
Cool.
in effect. One should still wield me like one is tempted to cut down swaths of your foes versus stabbing several, if that helps.
It does. Would you like to go on a first date with somebody?
I would prefer not to be forced into a date, exactly.
No, like the getting to know you phase, like have conversation, give him a test, see how he measures up.
Ah, you may have found a wielder for me.
Yeah.
I'd like to get to know this individual.
All right. I'll let him know.
How about team?
Hey, Rainier. So, I don't know if you could tell by my glazed look, but I was talking to the sword.
Here, what now?
He said that he can adjust his form to suit his wielder to an extent. So you could make a swishy swish instead of a
Okay. So it would, yes, that's understandable. Side note, how does this work with the Underdark Opal?
I mean, if you attune to the blade, then it'll be able to speak to you. Or if you just allow it to speak to you.
Okay, but until I attune, it can't speak to me.
If you don't want it to, no.
But you have to attune to it to use it, so.
Yeah, it's just a regular sword at that point. Hold on.
It's up to you.
How do you want to do this?
He is interested in meeting you, though. He's amenable to it if you want, but no pressure. You can also think about it. I'll carry him for a while.
I don't think you should have that sort of period.
Why? Stab him with the pointy end, right?
You already have enough bad luck with dying.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, but he's not gonna hurt me. He's just heavy.
You trip and fall on it.
I fly mostly, so.
I'm aware. Alright, let's try this.
Okay.
Damn sword.
A new hand touches the liquid.
He just yeets it into the lake.
So, as you grab the hilt,
Here, Slippy Sloop Doop.
It's an offering.
we'll have an offering. Yeah, as you grab the blade, then it's up to you whether you want to talk to her or not.
So this was like on the trip or where was it?
This would be in Thoru Forak, unless you guys wanted to have it done after you said that we're outside.
No, I mean,
You could have tabled the decision until if you wanted to get it back to the ruins that back into modern.
no, I power play this, so I'll take it. But I'm not gonna talk to her.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hang on to it for a couple of days,
All right. Gotcha.
and then
That would be amazing.
Go. Wander off, sit down, and have a conversation.
Okay.
Oh, romantic date.
Yeah.
Wanted to be aware. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay. So you wander off from the group in the morning that you guys woke up.
sure.
Okay. So
Are
before
we
getting
back
to
to
Tower of Order.
today?
Yes.
Okay.
So before your venture to the Tower of Order, Rainier, you get out from the group
I guess
a little bit.
we made that decision after he told us that it's just a shit ton of undead.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is probably gonna be a more intense situation than first thought.
So he's gonna attune to Soul Render. 3 hours later. Renier's in a coma. He didn't pass the test.
The soul has been rendered.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, because I also have the Sunblade, which requires attunement, and that
Oh,
would be
no.
really good against it.
Would be, yeah.
That. See, that's a long sword, hasn't it?
As does Soul Render.
Well, I know. I'm just like, maybe that's why, because that one had it. I just assumed it did.
Yeah, I don't think you care about that though.
No.
Yeah.
Well, because, I mean, we're not using it.
Right.
That's why I said that. Okay. We'll go with it.
Okay.
I really wanted to use the Sunblade for the.
You could use both. You don't have to use your candy cane.
Well, no, I don't. I'm gonna have to unattune to something to attune to one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So because I have the Ring of Protection and the cloak.
I mean, stitch that cloak at this point. You forget about it half the time anyway, more than half the time.
And things don't cast spells anyway, so.
I mean, it also does a disadvantage on attacks.
Right.
When you remember.
If we remember, yeah.
Or if you don't do random AoE, that ruins it.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
That is so frustrating.
So,
Anyway.
as you go, walk off and go to have a conversation. You sit along some of the salt flats, basically the kind of rocks outside it. Well, you know, there's a decent amount of ruins, so you could find a spot to just have a quiet conversation telepathically, should you so choose. Which,
Yeah. Alright, I'll drop the opal
okay.
for the time being. And, like, so you wanted to speak.
I assume you wanted to speak. Bryn was the one who offered my services to you.
Like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I am aware of who you are, aware of the abilities that you have. It would be of use.
Then what more do we have to speak?
There was something that we had to do. So, sorry, I'm just.
You down?
No, all good. Stay in it. Stay in it.
So she said there was some. That's you guys had set up. She wouldn't say anything.
The test that Bryn had proposed, I submit those who wield me to. That has not been decided. And you're among Bryn's adventuring parties. I heard you speaking about me, so if you wish to wield me, I am to be wielded. But you will need to, we'll say, understand me. I don't simply just want to be wielded, I need to also consume souls.
I wouldn't wear this. So you'll be very upset if we. Are you upset if you're sitting out a particular?
I would be. If there is the chance to be able to wield me to thwart your enemies and they have souls, that's not necessarily what strength, but I would prefer that I am used against them.
If I do, can I do non-lethal damage with this?
You could choose to, yeah.
Okay, and then so would we still choose not to obliterate somebody with it?
Yes.
Okay, it's fairly important.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You don't want to be one of the two, or you don't want to be one of the two. You want to be.
Of course.
Every partner.
Be a bit disappointing. Yeah. I mean, we're going from one major encounter to another, so we'll see how this goes. I'm excited to see odd. I mean, I'm excited to see what shenanigans we can do.
As am I. As I understand, you'll be going to the Tower of Ordo sometime soon.
I think that's where we're going. I just kind of follow and then snap shit when we get there.
As I heard, there were numerous undead.
Oh, no souls to be had.
Ideally, there will be some that were the souls trapped on the mortal plane,
feel like that would
as
be
if
a-
it's simply reanimated
myself.
flesh or bone. Likely will not have souls to consume, but we'll see what's there. If you have the means of finding some that may be stuck on this plane.
They don't need to be on this plane.
Like how
Well, it will be
did with
prudent for us to head out there. I have not fed in eons.
My dad need to leave this plane. We both want them to leave, so it'll work.
I do.
Surely you can find like imitation souls or something like that.
So,
Can it be any soul? Like, can I just go start murdering bugs?
well, so there are some. I'll say some creatures have souls, some don't. Some don't. Depending on the bug, I would say it may or may not have a soul.
Just, start prepping.
Yeah.
Bees, souls. Wasps, no soul.
Right. Yeah.
Hornets,
Yeah. Depends on its mood. Sometimes. Yeah.
is it going to be like Elder Scrolls where it's like petty, lesser?
I was gonna say, I do ascribe to that kind of ideology within the fantasy context. So yes.
Okay. How do you you just say I'm done?
Yeah, you just unclick them and say.
Souls of unnamed
Well, I mean, like,
heroes.
game wise, is it just you just choose not to be attuned to something?
Oh yeah, yeah. Basically, in
and now your watch has ended.
yeah.
Wasp. On
Really, it's
that is like 3 or 2 year track with that weapon.
The candy cane. Oh wow, yeah.
Are you choosing the candy cane or?
What weapon did you?
I mean, Zoro the fuck out of this shit. One in your mouth.
I used to.
Yeah.
was gonna say,
Fuck
you
it.
could do
What's,
it.
what's his name?
Zoro.
Zoro. His name is Zoro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I never remember this?
No, I used to dual wield, but I have too many bonus actions that I need to use, so it's not making sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I need like 3 bonus.
Gotcha.
That's a good point. You're right. That's why you're went the finesse route for the dueling or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to dueling.
Yeah.
So then I can do the reaction for defense. So anyway. And of course now I remember I went slashing the piercer,
And now you're slashing again. Yep.
but I still have piercer. So we'll see. Okay. Cool. I guess I just attune, add it, and tune it.
Mhm.
Eat.
So after sitting there for a moment and kind of studying the blade and really kind of weighing what this kind of attunement may wield, you do feel a shiver kind of go down your spine as there is something just truly empty to this blade that you wield in your hand. Mm-hmm.
I hungry.
Oh. So, can I feel anything within 30 feet of the soul?
Oh yeah.
That's
All
not
your
my-
friends.
Oh well.
That's not my team.
No.
Scripts the reverse.
Yeah.
Tony, the answer is absolutely yes.
Yeah. You feel nothing.
They're all just figments of your imagination.
Well,
That could be interesting for some potential party member ideas down the road. You have no soul.
Anything else the party wants to do before you guys head out?
yeah, sorry, I'm doing a bunch of reading now.
You're good.
No, I just kind of want to.
I'm good.
Same thing.
Jacob,
Okay.
put your shirt on.
Well,
No.
we'll go ahead and run the ad break then. And that's a good point to kind of pause for a moment as the party heads out to go to the Tower of Order.
Actually, now that he's attuned to the blade, I try to talk to Ashara my normal way.
Ah, okay. Does not go through.
No. But I have already talked to her.
Right, yeah.
And filled her in. I just wanted to test it.
And there were definitely some words between the two of you.
I'm sure.
Depending on how much you told her.
Stern
If it was everything, then
words.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I tell her everything.
I assumed, but I didn't
I
also
don't
listen.
keep anything from her.
I had one job. Do not talk to the thing in the
Do not talk to the purple planet in the astral sea. I gave you one clear direction.
I told you not to talk to strange planets.
And then I would hit her back with, well, you also told me not to die again. And I did that too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's starting
doing my
soon, so we'll give it a moment as we go into
I
ad
can
break.
only do my best.
So it is still a longsword, but is it? It's not like an actual like physical blade, is it?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
You have a regurt.
No.
I need to update actually the name because not the name, the description,
even
but
a
yeah,
single
it
letter.
is an actual blade, but there are black wisps that kind of come off of it.
Yeah,
Sad story. I would have loved to wield the
Void
blade.
wispy
It would
energy,
be
yeah.
really cool. But
Because I'm just debating on how much I want to.
not well.
Mm-hmm.
He would have gotten real mad at me, and I would have taken some damage because I would never use him.
Every turn, 2 sorcerer points for True Strike.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the next attack, you have advantage.
Cha! I don't even know what it would be to attack with something like that. Let me see.
It's
+4.
Yeah. Yeah. +4 to hit. I'm taking him out of my inventory now. Just so you know.
I'll just duplicate them and give one to all of us.
Yeah, everybody gets, you get a soul render, you get a soul render.
Heck yeah. Mine's a branch.
Bonk.
Bonk. Wackus, bonkus.
There we go.
Get whacked.
Why do you keep thinking I need to be verified as a human? D&D Beyond. How dare you?
Human.
Keeps doing it. Thinks I'm a Modron. I'm not. I am a human.
funny that I never got to use that sun blade.
You did. Pass it to somebody who can.
You know,
Sun's part of nature, right?
what's your
I mean,
weapon?
it is.
I have a flail that lets me cast Finger of Death once a day.
I've never seen you use.
Hmm.
You have used it though, haven't you?
I haven't because it
Oh.
also damages me.
Hmm.
So I have to be real careful when I use it.
Death Ward. So no, you got your orca passive.
Yeah.
Although I think Finger Death might go around that. I can't remember. Because I remember there being something, I don't remember if it does or does not prevent that.
You use
Yeah, I think the flail says you can't prevent the damage to yourself.
Right.
But
you
the,
could take the damage.
but the orc thing doesn't stop me from taking the damage. Give me a second, I'll look at the spell though, because
Hmm.
I think the spell might specifically say if you drop to 0 hit points, you die.
Fancy one.
Mine.
Yeah, there you go. When you're reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit point instead. And Finger of Death indicates... Oh no, it just is a humanoid killed by the spell. So, Finger of Death would be stopped. Because there's no additional, like... If you're reduced to your 0 hit points, you're dead.
Right, right. Oh, I think I'm thinking of Disintegrate.
Yeah,
Where,
that's it.
yeah.
Fancy weapons. Some weapons are martial, some aren't.
weapons that require
Long swords or martial,
Yeah.
if that's what you're trying to figure out.
Right.
If-
Tony. I'm glad.
If you have martial weapons and simple weapons, you basically have all weapons in the game.
Yeah, which fighters do.
I did reattune.
Okay, gotcha. So did you roll?
No.
Just brought her back to life.
Yeah, 18.
Okay.
Yes. Now I'm rolling well.
Yeah.
Is that a save?
Maybe.
+4.
You don't know.
Doesn't matter. You're next to me.
It's a whole new world.
You don't get to control it. It just happens.
Oh, whoops! Actually, I got it wrong. All right, well, whatever.
What wrong?
That it was when she attunes to it, there's no save. It's when she uses it, there's a save. Like uses it for its abilities. Yeah.
So uses the power baked within
Yeah. Within the pages of the
of this totally normal,
Yesterday, I was
completely innocuous book.
Yeah.
boomer. Thinkers. Pretty much when it comes default in white, so it's just a fucking big white square. And he's like, he's like, man, is there anything I can do with this? Damn, it hurts my eyes so bad. Like, it's just a big, bright white box. Like, what can I do? And I was like, oh, sir, let me show you the power of dark mode.
I remember in somebody's computer the other day, and they were on like a white, they were in like Chrome, I think, and it was just on like a white page. It just blanked on me.
yeah.
As soon as like TV were connected, I was just solar flare.
What I really hate, so
You
like
hate your life.
a website that I use, The Athletic, like, it is fucking white. And there is no dark mode.
If you use Opera GX, you can force dark mode on pages that don't have it.
You can also do it in a Chromium-based ones too.
Okay,
You can
good.
set a flag to force dark mode instead of just fucking pictures sometimes.
Yeah, I've
thought
noticed
about
it turns
Like,
assets
oh,
like inverted.
like, look at that. Look at how fucking rough that is. You're trying to read an article? No. Because all you do is read on this website.
I have to do that for our mage game to play at night, and I use OneNote on it. That's just, when it's dark mode, it's just, hey, I turned everything off.
Doesn't really bother me that much.
Well, I think, like, I have my screen brighter than yours, so, like, I'll grab maybe a lot.
Yeah.
Like, turning it down to here is fine, which is about where you
Yeah.
But I like to use my bright because
Wow. Okay. All right. So, as the party heads out from camp, you guys, get your long rest. Obviously, Soulbender's attuned for Rainier, and the party makes their way further on northwest. So, could I have two people? Could be survival or perception checks. Survival probably makes more sense, but perception will work too. As you continue the trek and keep an eye out for things along your path.
I would say if we're doing this or going towards undead, I would probably be wanting to take points. If that is okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's absolutely.
that sounds like a terrible plan.
That's fine.
You, I will jump in there with. What did you say? Survival and what?
Survival or perception, two people roll.
Okay.
It's a perception, I guess. Nobody else is already.
So,
Survival.
that's what I was saying. I was wanting to do
It's
it.
only two people.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
So this is
you.
you two.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, he already rolled, so go ahead.
I didn't roll.
So go ahead.
I'm not good at survival, so I should not roll.
I was going to choose survival. Does it get the page maker?
Is that one of your abilities that gets it? Then yep.
Yeah, you should do perception too, because you're like 15.
That is a 24.
I got 23 on perception.
Okay, nice. So, as you're traveling northwest, you kind of see the ground kind of transition from the kind of salt flats that you guys have been traveling across into kind of just more rocky terrain. It's not full on like hills or some sort of hard mountainous terrain, but more like a high desert where it just kind of changes to more rocky without a lot of like plant growth or anything, which is yeah, pretty much. Less more like Badlands versus like salt flats where it's just like nothing grown. It's all just completely desiccated. So as you continue traveling along, the ground kind of changes color from that kind of bleached, pale salt flats to the badlands of more like a kind of grayish, dead grass kind of look to it. So as you continue traveling along, as Rainier and Daruk keep an eye out, you do not find much in the way of any sort of like swarms of undead or anything for the first couple hours of travel, and you know that you have quite a few to get to your destination. But as you move through and you pass through a couple other sets of ruins, you eventually get towards a point where you can see the mountains really kind of coming into view after a few hours.
That's you.
No worries. And when I say coming into view, I mean that you can see like the mountain range, the edge of it. So, as you continue traveling along, you notice the wind also kind of pick up, howling through the cliffs as you get closer, and there's almost this certain, not even just a howl to the wind, but like a howl within the wind. And you feel like there's some sort of more chill to the air. And granted, right now you're traveling during winter time, so there's been a chill to the air, but one that more kind of almost cuts to the bone. As you continue traveling, kind of take note of these things happening, and you're getting towards an area that likely has been desecrated. So, as you get closer, yes.
The wind coming from like the direction we're coming.
It's coming from the direction, but not head on. More like from an angle. It's definitely stale, even though the air actually itself is moving, which does beg that there's something that is moving over that has that kind of, just trying to think of a good term for it, like a calcium to the air almost. Okay. So you kind of ready yourselves up. You begin to hear what sounds like almost like sticks occasionally hitting in the wind. More of a hollow sound though, just like two branches or something being clattered together. And as you finally get closer, you can make out what sounds like this kind of chattering, where you hear something farther than where you are. And at this point, you guys kind of slow your pace, kind of just look around. And unfortunately, on the Isle of Eternal Shadow, your vision is restricted down to 30 feet, even in dark vision. So, cannot see beyond that point. But you do see that the ground has kind of changed again to where it feels more, a little softer, more like it had been traveled a lot recently. So, not terribly far, potentially, at least from your destination. How do you guys proceed?
I was gonna reach out to Salty. He doesn't have true vision out this one. Like, this is as good as my vision is blocking it. Are you seeing anything out past this 30 feet or so?
Beyond the 30 feet? Yes. Yes, I do.
It's a picture.
They're not terribly far from what looks like some sort of either cliff or rocky protrusion. Can't see beyond it, but there does seem to be a pathway that is to your, say, north by northwest.
It's onward. And I'll be relaying all that. Like, don't go running too far forward too quickly. Not going to clip ahead, but there's a path.
North by northwest, yes.
Did you get all that from looking at the dirt?
How far does mine go out to?
Yours goes to 60.
Okay.
I can't see shit, Captain.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's
Like, also, I'll get closer.
go that way. Let's get ready to stab shit.
I don't stab.
Get ready to avoid being stabbed.
Okay.
Sweet little eye.
As you continue walking up, Soul Render relays back to you. Cliff actually is one that we are approaching. We appear to be lower in elevation than where we're headed. So we're moving up,
Weird.
assuming we're continuing along this path, yes.
No, I was thinking.
What?
The tower, not. Have we not seen it here at the tower yet?
You haven't, no.
So, remember roughly where the tower's at from having seen it? Flash of light.
From the flash of light, you would probably let's tell you what, could you could you do it, I guess, history or survival, one of the two. You know what, actually, if you survival but at advantage because of Minotaur things.
Oh, right, no, more north is.
Yeah.
Good
You
memory.
haven't used that in a long time.
You haven't had to. 13.
13. So you're probably like it is in the northwestern kind of corner of where the mountain range kind of comes to a point within this giant caldera, effectively. So from where you're at, it's probably like if the pathway was north by northwest, the tower is probably more directly northwest.
North by northwest.
I think I remember seeing it probably more this way, so I think we're going right here.
Soul Render reaches out. Could you ask him to speak to his god?
I'm talk to you.
I think he may be able to light the way.
We must fight?
Make peace with your god.
Oh, like,
Let's go. We gotta go.
We just
Listen, Rainier,
have
Soul
on good
Render has
authority that
changed
can
you.
make our situation.
I think you should do some teleport.
fucking what?
Can't see.
Well, no
God
shit.
is the god of light.
Not really.
Of all people to tell you to talk to your god, he's the last one.
Listen, Rainier, that's super reductive and rude.
God, hey, friend.
I have confusion, but
Confucius.
all right, sure.
Weird request.
Oh, holes.
Pulls help.
Okay. I'll take out the blade and like rest on it, I guess, and be like, oh, okay. Hey, big man. Don't really ask for a whole lot, but if you could do that lighting the way thing, it'd probably be a little helpful here. It's pretty dark, and I guess there's cliffs, but don't really want to go walking into a horde of undead without being able to at least see where it's at first. Be kind of a shit way to go when I'm trying to find something that you're sending me to go get.
You go. Red's been drinking.
You definitely use some help.
Get some help.
Yeah, how big? There we go. There's the search. Give me a minute. Yeah. So
You cookies.
you don't. Trash can.
Exactly.
So as you ask for some help, And you make your point about him trying to help you out here, man.
Help me.
You once again have that flash occur. And briefly, the entire area in front of you is illuminated. Boop.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm assuming none of the rest of us see the flash.
You assume correct.
Barry Allen, and I'm the fastest man.
All right. Try to retain as much as I can. I'm assuming we're at like the south point of it.
Yes, so there's one point, a pathway that leads inward. And you kind of see where I'm talking about?
Are you like the actual south corner of the picture, or like
Southeast.
Southeast?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And as you're given that vision, it goes back to the same kind of darkness that you've seen before. But you can see the edge of the pathway.
That was depressing. All right. Yeah. I think I can see a bit more. I'll start to lead. You wanna come up with me? Let me know if anything else comes up on us. I'll lead to follow the path.
I should also say, when you're briefly granted that vision, you see the path before you, but you also see hundreds of spirits flying in the air, and it's effectively like a city's worth of skeletons that you can see along the pathways.
And there's like no open spots I see that aren't congregated with them.
It happens so quickly, you're not able to really discern.
Okay. Thanks for that, big man. Yeah, so there's more than just some groups. It's kind of like the whole city. It's skeletons are goes. Weird.
We're killing an entire city.
Happy day.
It does sound like a challenge, but there's probably going to be a lot.
Do we think there's a central thing on it?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. So instead of stabbing a million things, we can stab one thing.
We probably can't get to it without stabbing stuff first.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I'm pretty sure it's probably the tower, which is conveniently for us at the very back.
Yeah.
So straight line, or do we have to like engage that?
We're gonna have to go around a little bit. We can either go around to the left, or we can go around to the right.
It's just a step to the left.
Or to your right.
Put your hands on your hips.
Could we fly over? Oh no, there are spirits in the air.
Yeah, right.
We could do anything.
So we're stuck between a skeletal horde and a hard place.
Sounds like a great time for a pot of green.
We're,
Fireball!
we're in the bone zone.
Oh no!
Into the bone zone.
No.
About how long will it take for us to get to the tower if we go straight there?
Looks like both the paths. Well, assume we take the path to the right, or the one that goes like northeast. Do I have an estimate of how much of a distance it is?
Depending on how many fights you get in between here and there. If it was smooth sailing, about an hour.
So we're about an hour without anything there, but there's a lot of thing there. But I would say the right's probably the shorter route. The section in the middle isn't like raised up.
It is. So effectively what you were looking at was kind of like this, a ramped kind of approach where there are, not like full-on platforms, but it's built into a hill. So there are some sections that have been flattened out and some that kind of, raise up. With the tower at the highest point.
A roll perception to see if Izzy could hear anything.
Okay.
Try. well, with the rumors of the undead surrounding the tower, and trying to see if she can hear any like wailing or moaning of souls and stuff like that.
Yeah, now that you guys have gotten close, you recognize that the howling in the wind is actually howling that exists within the sky, especially from the description that the deer had given. The souls of the dead hang and loom about above, and then the kind of clattering sounds were the skeletons.
Sticks, the hollow sticks.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that, I'm clutching onto Mama Sister Ren's hip pretty hard. My sister mom.
Yep.
Because it's not sitting well with me. A whole tower and screaming souls. It's like a little PTSD.
It's okay.
So yeah, I'm close. I'm brave. I have my stick.
That's a nice stick.
That's a nice stick. It is a nice stick.
So Treebeard gave you the stick. It's a good stick.
It's a good stick. He's a
Yeah, so we try to go the right path.
All right.
Start walking.
Okay. What were we gonna say?
How long till ad break?
One more time.
How long till ad break?
Ad break. Another half hour.
Okay. Ad break is the restroom. Don't do nothing important with that break. Goddamn it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
The big
So is it done?
Yep. Yeah. You guys have the piece.
Rip Rooney.
So how do you approach? What's your method? Then you're going to the rights.
I think so.
What
If
do you
I'm
do?
understanding the map right, it looks like that would be the shorter of the two routes.
It would be, yeah.
Right to the front door.
I'd say try to go cautiously.
Okay. Stealth checks then.
No, sure.
If you're going quiet.
Going quiet
Okay.
as much as we can.
Well, now we decided to do this, but Izzy might want to cast Pass Without Trace, so
True.
we gotta wait.
Well, also it'll give you a +10 bonus with you when you're within 30 feet of her, and I'm sure she'll kind of.
He's got a pee.
Yeah. But we can assume that that's probably
Told you
what
to
is.
go before we left, huh?
Did you go before we broke camp?
I'm sorry, I'm just kind of scared because of the ghost.
That's understandable.
They scared the piss out of you.
But yeah, if you guys want to go quiet, then we'll add the pass out trace bonus as well. Assuming Izzy can cast it from the staff, so yeah.
31.
Okay.
Mm, 19.
Okay. Those will be a series of checks to basically get from. We'll call them kind of like block one will be from the entryway to the to one of the smaller kind of towers on the right, basically a point, and then it'll be from that way to halfway, that way one more, and then finally up to the tower. So
You're your next stealth check.
essentially we're gonna do 3 checks.
With Pass Without Trace.
Yeah, 3 checks.
Yeah, 20.
So
I
a
will say,
billion.
if I do start to see something within my vision range, probably no. My sense is only 60 foot, so it would be like vision range.
Still pretty good though.
Yeah, I got. I only got 31.
Only 31.
Only
Yeah.
31.
That's what's up.
But I'm shamed.
I will say,
Mine-
if I do see something within, like I start to pick up something on the edge of the vision, then I'll probably flash it just in case if there's anything within.
Okay.
Because it's anything that's not fine.
15, 25 with Pass Without Trace.
How would invisibility work on this?
So it would give you advantage on the stealth check.
Okay.
Thanks for the help, Izzy.
You cast Pass Without Trace for us because we're sneaky. Make a stealth check.
Do I want to make myself invisible?
Just had the best interaction. She is adjusting well.
Okay.
She ran
Yeah,
up to me
yeah.
and she did the little play pounce. And
Yeah,
I
nice.
held my hand out. She licked my
My
hand.
stealth's not that great.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, today she used the dog gate, like the dog door outside to go outside. She has not figured out how to put it to come back in, but she like walked out on her own.
The kitchen?
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, nat 20 plus Path Without Trace is 10.
Yeah. Plus whatever your stealth check is on top of it.
Yeah,
too.
so 33.
Nice. Okay.
Stealthy.
All right.
I'm
So
above on your shoulders or your hips.
So that's impressive.
Where is she? Where is she?
I rolled,
She's gone.
what about Irene?
11 without pass without a trace.
Okay. 21.
So
Nice.
21.
21. Okay. Yeah. So successful checks. So as the group, stealthily kind of ducks between some of the fallen buildings. So I'll paint the picture since you guys are able to actually move into the area a bit more too. So as you move from building to building, you note that while there are some still standing, most of them are in either a derelict state to where their ceilings have collapsed in, part of the walls have caved in. Some of them have been completely just fallen to rubble where you basically only see the foundation standing anymore. But as you move carefully between building to building, some of you that are able to look inside, or some as you do see that there are skeletons that simply just kind of stand there and just lumber about. Some of them just don't even, almost basically just hang, the wind blowing them. Others, as you note, walking around, you kind of brace each other as you can see occasionally what looks like either a ghost or banshee or specter or even a wraith of some kind as they float overhead. Do not take notice of you with your collective excellent stealth checks. But you note that there are a variety of non-corporeal undead that float above you, some more threatening than others. As you walk, Soul Render speaks to you, Rainier. There are a number of souls above us right now, should you choose to engage them.
How do you imagine them?
Well, quite simply. I assume you have some sort of ranged attack, and then that will pull them down. I'll finish the job.
I mean, so I can sense them. Are they just floating there?
So they're kind of floating above you, like almost just not floating stationary, but drifting about.
Meandering. Gotta go to my ghost job.
I think the castle in Mario,
We're still
they only
doing
come
that,
at you
so
when
I'm
you
sure
look
it's
away.
Do we think
And
we're
you're
gonna
waiting.
make an encounter
Little
in
more.
the next hour?
You'll get your.
I'm pretty sure we're
I
going to
understand.
in the next 5 minutes.
Probably.
What's that?
I said, do you guys think we're gonna be in an encounter in the next hour?
Our rolls, probably.
Would you guys prefer to be able to speak telepathically for the next hour? Or would you prefer 5 temporary hit points, advantage on wisdom saves, and advantage on your next attack if you get hit by an
Listen.
attack?
I am an ultra comic book nerd, and my favorite team ever is the X-Men. And if the X-Men have taught me anything, you always have to have a psychic on the team to link everybody up.
Fair.
True.
That's why all the different teams for X-Men, they all have a psychic. Psylocke, Emma Frost, Jean Grey, Quentin. Gotta be connected. If we all see what each other can see, then we can all coordinate better.
Because once you operate with walkie-talkies, you can't really operate without them.
Right.
The advantage on wisdom saves and the advantage on your next attack if you get hit by attack only lasts as long as you keep the 5 temporary hit points. Once you run through the 5 temporary hit points, the spell ends for you.
I like that.
Okay.
That's much more utility.
So,
Alright.
as you make it to the corner, you do find that there are some smaller ruins around what appears to be some sort of also somewhat fallen tower. This is not the Tower of Order, the titular one, but likely a outward stationary kind of maybe watchtower of some variety.
You all just hear in your heads, this is Ren testing our connection. Test, 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 test.
No.
Shit, it didn't work.
Try it again.
This thing on?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? How about now?
Level 2.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we out loud. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, you can just respond.
It's just the phone disconnected noise.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the other thing.
Yeah, except it's with everybody's party line.
Oh, everyone can hear it. Oh no.
You can, okay, so you can talk to everybody, or you can just be like the deer. Or Rin. Or
Oh, so you can DM someone
you can DM someone. It's like a party chat, but like, it's like Discord.
with the DM function.
Yeah.
How do I close my DMs?
That's not mine.
Yeah.
You're stuck with us.
All right. So you guys are in a watchtower. Anything you want to do while you're here? Just move on to the next.
Place.
Yeah, I was
That's
going
what
to say the same.
Okay. Investigation, perception, one of the two. Survival, maybe two.
I'm gonna keep a lookout because I'm good at it.
I'd ask Will if you could show me what it looked like before it got all viewing.
Okay.
17 on the perception.
Okay.
24 on perception.
All right.
There's no moon stuff here, is there?
And if you needed
Probably lots.
for me to
Yeah.
detail what I'm trying to perceive.
False.
Well, okay. So, yeah, general perception check. Are you doing, or what are you doing specifically?
It's a liar.
So we're already inside
Yes.
the tower? Okay.
I never
Then,
been to that moon.
well, I mean, did you already was I upstairs when you gave a description of the inside, or did you give one?
No, I had not.
All right.
Yeah.
First and foremost, let me know what I see without my perception check. Is there furnishings? Is it barren? Is it,
Yeah.
you know?
So, okay. So as you walk in, this is a somewhat like obelisk style tower where it is, 4 sides, square at the bottom, as does kind of taper up towards the top. As you walk in and kind of creep in, you look upward and you do not see the second floor as you don't see a second floor, as the stairway that leads upward ends before it reaches anywhere. Whatever it was likely collapsed, and there are kind of ruins before you on the floor. Looking around, you see what were likely some sort of pieces of furniture, some like small tables and bookshelves that were on the side that have also fallen in. If there were books on them, they've likely turned to dust ages ago. But you do see that there were some small paintings and kind of reliefs carved within the facades of the walls.
Okay. I'm gonna use my perception check at 17 on the reliefs.
Okay.
Just to investigate them, Put my grubby thingies all over them.
Gotcha. Durek, what were you looking for?
I guess just any signs of, whoever was here before when this place was actually occupied, anything that they might have left behind, what the tower was used for. I know you said watchtower, but
Yeah.
So yeah, just anything like that.
Okay. So as you kind of sift through some of the rubble, you don't find anything that's of value per se, but you do find what are some ancient arrows that were left behind. They're made fairly well. Most of the actual arrow pieces themselves, like the arrowheads, are still intact, but the actual wood is mostly rotted out to the point where you pick it up and it crumbles. The arrowheads are still there though, and you can see they have these kind of small engravings where you see what looks like this kind of spectral cowl on it. So it is a cowl with what looks like the lower part of a skeletal jaw beneath it. As you're going around the reliefs, you see that same kind of symbol carved into the wall, where it's something that you can kind of that you both piece together as kind of a recurring theme within this tower of some variety.
Okay.
I will keep those arrowheads. You said there were 3 of them?
Yes.
I will keep those.
Okay.
I don't want to take up someone else's turn, but with the arrowheads and whatnot, as we found them, does it look like there was a battle that happened here, or were they neatly placed on a table and they just rotted away? Were they in a quiver? What did could they be shot?
They weren't far from each other, so it looks like they probably fell. So stands to gather that probably were part of a quiver at one point that was just rotted away,
Okay.
or at least stacked together, something like that.
All right. Anyone else? Perception checks, survival checks.
I did a perception check just to take a look out. I'm level 19.
Okay. So as you keep a lookout and you kind of look around from the doorway that you guys came in, you're able to see on occasion some skeletons that walk by, and the different one thing to note is that you see a variety of different skeletons that walk through the streets. You see some that look humanoid, though they do not have anything that they're wielding at this point in terms of like weapons or armament or anything like that. Nothing identifying what they were. You do see some that are different musculature, or not musculature, stature though. You see what look likely probably maybe dwarves at one point, kind of shorter, more stout, and you do see a hooved one with two large horns coming off the top of its head that, if you were to guess, probably was about the size of a minotaur.
Does it? Okay, so it was maybe a minotaur, not that bull thing that was in the shadow spell. Remember when we freed that town from the curse? There was like a bull thing, an undead bull thing. It's not that thing. Right?
Correct. It's not. No. But as it walks, you do see that it is actually wielding a pretty large axe that is just scraping against the ground as it walks by.
Yep.
It was like a centaur.
Can I try and figure out why they're not noticing us or interacting with us?
Yeah, if you want to make maybe an insight check. Yeah.
Insight or...
Either one would work.
Well, I
Just
mean,
reading
there
it
are
out.
huge differences. One gets advantage, one doesn't. Far bigger bonus.
Insight's more often used for like discerning the truth out of things. I would say investigation would work though too, because you are you're trying to glean something from clues.
What is happening?
Found.
Maybe not 20. Nice.
That's
So
really
27.
cool.
Okay. So I would say from what you see and what you've kind of encountered, you're guessing that honestly their perception's just not that high. Though there are dozens of them that you've seen so far, you're able to avoid them fairly easily.
I'm gonna... Vadir, you think they're linked? Do you think we can start picking them off?
Regardless, I don't want to test that thing. I don't think our luck's gonna hold the entire time we try to get there. We just kind of got in the front door.
We don't. That wasn't an attack. That was just a...
Do you really want to stab something?
surrounded by benefits. So,
I wonder if
care of them
those-
or we
I
can
wonder
get
if those kill. Like they're
I think one of those ways you die, one of those ways you don't.
that's how we should keep going.
tipped in something like
Well, let's corral the cat.
that.
He says to the cat.
You're loaded from
No
that,
more
you know.
tests. Or is it the finger flesh? Or is it like,
I had a crossbow.
what if we like meow like we're
Someone
insane?
took it away
Meow.
from me.
I want to distract you.
Isn't there a
Right now.
Yeah,
Like
that's
thing?
the call. Yeah, too.
Do you want to be afraid of the moon? Because it's about to happen.
I can't see it. Scratch him with that new sword you have, or y'all's gonna have a problem. Or...
How best can I fuck up our sword?
We're rolling a new character.
All right. So, as the group prepares to head out, can I have everybody make another stealth check, please?
Still passing.
How long does that trace last? 8 hours, I think? I would assume so.
I'm on it.
Oh, okay, you're checking?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nope. Up to 1 hour concentration.
Really? This one's 8. I'm way off. Okay. But you can pass it. Can you pass it from the staff at will, basically?
Yeah. It says at will. It's the only
Okay.
thing on the staff that doesn't require a charge.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
So then, all right.
35.
Okay.
29.
Nice. What was that? Okay.
Same as last time, 19.
All right.
Is that with or without?
With.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a 9. I have disadvantage on stealth checks because I wear chainmail.
18 to 28.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, as the group continues to move along, I should pull. Yep. Yep. So you move again from basically one point on the kind of the hillside up to another, mostly now ruined tower. Now, as you're able to move up that way, the elevation does change. You do move higher up, and there's a couple points where you can actually see that there are a number of different undead in the area beyond the ones that you've already seen. Specifically, the ones that you take note of. You know what? Let's have Rainier roll on this because undead are his thing, and then one other person if you'd like.
What do you want me to roll?
Yeah, what are we rolling?
Yeah.
Perception.
Oh, I don't get on that.
Super good at perception.
That's 8.
Okay.
Perception's the other one. Alright. 18.
Okay.
I rolled.
So, we'll say, Rainier, you're just kind of distracted with all of the undead moving about, and you unfortunately can't exactly get details all the time. Yeah. But Daruk, while you're walking, you do take note that there are a couple more of the lumbering variety. Large. In fact, one might even say giant. You do see a couple giant skeletons that walk by. And as they walk by, you feel the thuds from their heavy feet as they not effectively slam, but crunch against the ground.
I will mention that to the group when we get to a spot like between undead as we're moving along.
And those in particular were about, I would say, middle way through moving through this area. There were kind of like some larger ruins that you saw that they were standing nearby, and they would cross across the pathway. So you guys kind of held, waited, and then kept your eyes out, and then quickly moved along.
Can I try and use like my grim psychometry to kind of try and piece together the history of what happened here?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god.
Another one?
No. A 1 and a 2.
Ah. So yeah, you're granted a vision. This place has always been like this.
Yeah. That's insane. That was a 4.
Yeah. So yeah, you do not have a vision this time.
No.
You try and piece something together, and whatever potentially has tainted this land, which you can only imagine probably has been, doesn't allow you to get a glimpse back in the past.
Yeah. Every time I want to use that, I will dog shit.
There's been one time it was really good, and then that was it.
Yeah.
That was with the pirate ship, right?
It
No.
was in the Scholomans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, as we're wandering along, do the undead seem like each individual undead is like staying close to a particular area, like certain buildings, or do they just kind of, I know you said some aren't moving at all really, but are they just kind of meandering at random, the ones that are moving, or?
So those that are moving, they do seem to have maybe a bit more, I'd say, intelligence to them. From what you've seen, the larger ones were hanging about kind of some larger ruins, so it seemed like they were kind of like tied to that area. Other ones you've seen that are just kind of hang about, they don't seem to have any sort of like necessarily, I would say, intelligence to them. They're more just kind of hanging about.
Okay.
But there are some that do seem to be moving with not necessarily like purpose in the sense that they're moving quickly, but more like they're moving with intent.
Okay.
And could I have somebody make a survival check?
You don't take
Look for a big man. check.
9?
You say no?
9?
9.
He did say German.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Screw it.
So one of the tracks that you happen to come across as you're kind of looking down on the ground to make sense out of some of the whatever has been implanted into the dirt, you do find that there are some hoof marks that are here. And though you do see the Minotaur, these are smaller, but they're not their what's it called? The pace, the gap. What's it called?
Bless you.
The stride.
Gate?
Stride.
Oh.
Gate. That's it. Yeah. Both. Yeah. Is wider.
It's a centaur.
Who's
Or
to
a
say?
horse.
Do we still have Gorgon with us?
Absolutely. Always. Keep
Yeah.
that thing on you.
I think you guys probably did take Gordon.
Yeah, he
Okay,
did. He
so how is he doing surrounded by?
They don't get
He's just living his life, man.
I mean, bones can still get turned to stone, but we have not been rolling for him though either. Which I would give him disadvantage given that he's covered in metal. No. It's fine.
Way to go,
It's a good-
Chris.
It's a good
You
point.
killed Gordon.
Great point.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
You
animals
killed us
don't do
all.
well surrounded by undead, typically.
You wanted to kill some undead, and you're like, how can I force this? Gordon.
I forgot.
You're right. I'm not that.
I think you are, but yeah, it would have been a happy accident. Okay, so on the next check, we will have you roll for Gordon as well. So, you make it to another tower though, and you do note that there are some other undead. It looks like the ones that were in kind of the opening area may not have been the worst of the worst that you've encountered, but as you've been getting deeper and closer towards the Tower of Order, you note that the undead are
Sick.
yes, with 3 seats. But you make it to another tower, another watchtower.
All right, Dean.
So, would anybody like to do another check?
Oh.
Or just move on.
I would, because I'm extra paranoid about screaming souls and towers.
So this one does have a second floor that you're able to move up towards, if you so choose.
Yeah.
If I see anyone heading to the stairs, I'm going to stop them.
Why?
Okay.
We don't want to. The longer we're out here, the more likely we are to be discovered. We need to get through here now, or shit's going to go down. We don't
Okay.
want to stop and go exploring, and who knows the hell we're going to find.
That's the point.
Y'all, listen, y'all are mad at me for trying to start fights. This is going to start a fight.
You're goddamn right. Okay, so I go upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
I will grab Izzy
Aww.
and I will peek my head over the top, and
You'll do what?
I'll peek my head over the top,
Okay, so
just like up
set of stairs that you kind of walk up.
quietly as I can, and then peek, and then I will.
Self check then.
Yeah, we need a leash.
What's that?
God, you got to say that.
15 with a plus 10. Oh no, hold on. 23 with a plus 10.
Oh.
I forgot my bonus. Roll a 5.
One moment, please.
Initiative. Incoming.
Listen, this isn't
Interesting.
my fault that this fight started.
Okay. So, as you walk up, and where's Izzy again?
I guess I'm right behind you, yeah, because you pulled me back, or did you
Probably
put me on my
probably
shoulder?
put her on my shoulders
Okay.
again.
Okay.
We're
So,
both going down the stairs.
as you peek up, and you peek
There's
just
like-
above the floor,
Grab her by the scruff.
you see a medium-sized, so roughly humanoid, roughly human-sized, skeleton, clad in bone armor itself, standing with an arm over a great sword that is currently kind of resting its arms on. And as you walk up, you sit very quietly, but you see its head pick up a bit and then turn, and it spots Izzy.
Because I'm on your shoulder.
Immediately back down.
Okay.
Immediately crystal beam it. No.
Boom! Bow! Ha!
Do I
You
see
look
this
at me.
panic retreat?
I mean, I'm a giant minotaur running down the stairs.
Yeah, I was gonna
So,
say, is
not
that a
as
panic
quietly
retreat, or is it
I was
like
gonna say, so not
back
stealthily
at
or
it?
stealthily?
Stealthily but quickly, but doing like the.
Yeah, okay. So as you see the hurried quiet walk of plop, plop, plop. Shit, oh shit, oh shit. You know what, there's an ad break starting in 5 minutes. We'll restart the ad break now. As you can hear a thump, thump, thump on the second floor. So we'll start the ad break and then we'll get ready
I am just glaring
for
at
stuff.
you.
Do we need to move?
There's
You wanna move,
something
right?
in that room.
We need to move.
Or do you want me to go put it down?
For me?
Yeah.
Me.
Roll a couple things.
I like that. We knew there was going to be something of interest up there.
Didn't know if it was gonna be a positive interest.
Could be both. It had a great sword. We don't know what that great sword is.
Right.
It could be a great sword.
What a great sword.
Yeah.
Hey.
Any change with your eyeball now that you've handed over the dang old thing and it's attuned to someone else? Okay.
Narp.
Narp.
Can I still talk to it?
I mean, you can talk to it.
Can it talk back?
How are you talking to it?
Psychic.
I sold
Then yeah.
your head.
It has a soul, see?
If you're speaking to it, it will be able to reply. But if you talk, like actually just talk to it, like you telepathically speak to it, it can telepathically reply. But it cannot telepathically respond to you direct, like talk to you. It's a good question.
Does the sword have a soul?
Also a good question.
Does the soul have a soul? Does the fox have a soul?
What is a soul?
What does the fox say?
Jonathan Brex. Step, 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 step. Have you ever rode a tricycle?
Oh my god, dude! I love that meme of like him slowed down. Sounds like the drunk friend at a party. It's so true. Have you ever like? It's so good.
Speaking of which, my sister's been on the one where she's like, I can't wait till Silas is over when he's talking about like SpongeBob. I'm like, you don't even know about that. What do you know about that? Blah blah blah.
Can I tell you guys about the just depressingness that I realized is Apple stock?
No.
So
I think so. We were walking around, right?
I think so.
Yeah. You were telling us like some of your highs, some of your lows.
Dude, no, yeah. So there was this person who put $5,000 into Apple back in 2008.
Oh, they're rich now.
Oh my god, it's like I think it's 4,000% or something.
Jesus.
That's up. Like it's like 200K or something.
No, good for them.
Hey, dude.
Right.
What's gonna suck though is in order to get that money and use it, you gotta sell it, which is gonna be really disgusting on capital gains.
You gotta loot that body. Loot that body.
That motherfucker.
And then yeah, then I just started looking at other stocks. And I was like,
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
You know what's also really dumb is now anytime I want to spell the actual word apple, I spell it A-A-P instead of A-P-P.
You just gotta put the PP in there.
Yeah. But to give you an idea, I think they had bought it around $4 a share, and it is now $2.43.
Not bad. Not bad.
Just I was like real annoyed. I was like, so for $5,000, right around the time I graduated high school, I could now buy a house.
All right.
Like a pretty nice house.
You're talking with your sister about like housing prices because they live in a much higher cost environment. Like difference in the housing prices between our two houses is quite significant. For what you get to.
Oh yeah, I was talking to somebody about that. Oh, it was at work yesterday where they're talking about just some housing stuff and everything. It's just like that's one of the reasons like the tech industry is moving to the Midwest because you can go to a town like Omaha, Nebraska, and you're gonna get an entire freaking building for nothing, and you can pay people a whole lot less because the cost of living is so much lower.
Yeah.
And you get all this space compared to Silicon Valley. Like, why wouldn't you?
That's why they're doing their AI farms in the Midwest. They're building their own power plants for them too.
Yeah, but it's like, why wouldn't you? If
But
you're a
the
tech
inverse
company,
is also true too. There's a big thing if you get a remote job working in one of the coasts, you will get a significant bump, which is still a discount for them because they're paying you more, but cost of like it's still less than somebody who's there.
yeah,
Right.
I mean, and I don't have a problem with cost of living. Like, I know that if I were to have my same job and move to the office in Denver, I would get a pay raise.
Oh yeah.
Like, probably a nice one, but does it really make a difference when it costs me twice as much to live?
I think it was like I think the last time I looked, it's been a few years, but it was like a 33% increase in cost of living to move there from compared to like St. Louis area.
Damn.
Yeah.
Houses, I really wish I had the money in knowledge. And I mean, hindsight's 2020, of course, but just how much cheaper houses were fucking even 10 years ago. You know, it was insane. Like, I was looking everywhere in the high, like, that was 10 years ago was when I was doing real estate. And I sold like a fucking 3 or 4 bedroom tri-level house. It's like you go in on the main floor and you go to the right, you go up half a story to bedrooms, down half a story to like a living area.
So like a tree split.
And then you go around the corner and go down another half story to like another storage area. And it was in the heart of St. Peter's for 180. You know that house is easy 350. So
We don't need minis. We're fine. We're not doing anything. We're just observing.
you want me to stab the big armory guy?
We can all stab them together.
I have a feeling it's going to be a group effort.
I just wanted to share the love.
I'm just imagining he looks like Sons of the Forest, the bone armor.
Yeah, actually.
It's bones on bones.
No cartilage. It's gotta hurt.
What was I watching or doing that very much reminded me of Sons of the Forest?
So we're gonna need you guys to place your minis here. No. Tower.
Oh, it was Yellow Jackets.
Oh yeah, I would get that.
That was a
What?
good series.
You've watched both seasons yet?
Whoa.
First one.
We only alerted one
was slick.
upstairs. Why are there a bunch outside? So,
So
good question.
season 2 is on.
Paramount Plus. Oh, Showtime. Okay.
When did season 2 come out?
Well, season 3 comes out February.
Okay.
So,
I think we watched both seasons.
um,
Because the second season is more about the one lady who's a mom
Yeah.
and her interactions.
yes, because they meet up with. I don't want to kind of.
Yeah,
Anti-spoil.
I think we're on the same page.
Yeah. But because it took a while. Like the first season kind of took me like 3 or 4 episodes to get in,
Yeah, I
and
can see
then
that.
now once I got in, I was like, okay, we got to fucking watch.
Yeah.
Like I even subscribed to Showtime just so we could watch the second season.
I don't know the show.
I mean, drop $15 for a month worth of time.
Actually, it wasn't that bad. It was reasonable, which is why I did it.
By the way, I canceled my WoW account.
Did you?
Yeah, my guild just wasn't. They weren't being very cooperative with my level of casual play, and I was just like, look, man, like, I don't like being responsible for you guys canceling raid because I can't show up all the time because I'm a father and, you know, I have shit to do.
Like, the thing, if you want to play, you can just come be in our guild. Like, you don't have to be a raider. Like, I don't raid unless it gets towards. Once they've already cleared it, then I come in. I
Right.
just get AOGC.
There you go.
I've thought about
No,
raiding
pass.
in the next patch.
Base.
I thought about raiding in the
Why
next
play WoW
patch
when you can play
just
Foxhole?
because I haven't since sometime in Dragonflight. I think the first raid of Dragonflight is the last time I raided.
They did this whole thing where they were bitching about, like, raid logging, like, only showing up for a raid.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Forever.
all right, they have a complaint. I'll try to be around more. Well, for the month that I was trying to be around more, nobody was on. And I was like, I can't get anything done because I'm not going to go pug, and nobody wants to be on unless they're doing PvP. I was like, so is this a PvP guild now? And they were like, no, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, well then where are you guys at for the rest of the week when I need to do mythics or delves or, you know, shit like that?
Would anybody else like to try Dragon?
I mean, I'll try to splash just to make you guys happy.
Hey, all right.
I need
But,
someone for tomorrow.
Yeah, and then I shut up about it, and then a couple more weeks went by, and I paid attention to who logged on and when, and there was like 2 people logging on
I'll be
sometimes. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not paying $15 a month for this game if I'm not getting anything out of it. So I canceled my sub, and I was like, I'll go spend a month on Final Fantasy 14 and Space Marine 2 and Halo Infinite.
Who wants to be number 7? Who wants to be Singed?
I'll be that little, you know,
Number 7,
mix,
huh?
world mix.
I don't know what number 7 is, but it's on
Finished
here.
Arcane Season 2, by the way.
I have not yet. I haven't even actually got into season 2 yet.
I won't spoil anything, but
Appreciate
like, I have a mind for this kind of thing. I'm fucking lost. I need you to watch it to explain to me what the fuck happened.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm getting ready.
In what?
We're getting into it.
Arcane Season 2.
Oh.
I think that's the next show I'm gonna have because she picked Yellow Jackets. So I'm gonna pick Arcane.
Ooh.
Get a-
Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, we were just
good.
talking about, yeah, we. What were
She
you-
clocked
what were you
out. She
doing?
clocked out for that.
I'm literally trying to turn the fucking sync settings off of my computer because every time I clear my cloud, it puts it all right back on there. So I can type for like 2 seconds.
No, because I'm excited for Red
smell it from here.
Season 3 starts.
Anybody need a soda or anything?
I'm looking forward to whenever the next
So,
Castlevania season comes out.
How many seasons of Yellow Jacket are there?
2. Season 3 comes out February 14th.
Okay, that's why I've seen it popping up recently.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
It's so
we're also watching Suits, which the first season was a little rough. Season 2 got better. Season 3 so far is interesting.
Yeah, I
It's
fell off of Suits.
very much a network television show,
Yeah.
and I'm not a fan of those.
so
Old number 7. So this is like it's like a whiskey.
yeah, well, so that is, but then this absolutely is as well.
Oh, that is
Bourbon whiskey.
like just go ahead and take a sniff, sniffy sniff.
They did say it's 108 proof, so
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's yep.
So,
The smell burned on the way down.
so to describe what you see before you, did you already try it?
No, just took a real deep whiff.
Okay, wow. So to describe what you see before you, as the deer and Izzy on his shoulders come quickly down the stairs, as quietly as they can be, you hear the thump, thump, thump of the pair of feet that were on the second floor coming down the stairs at this point. You now all can see this skeletal creature clad in bone armor, wielding a great sword that is now kind of tufted over its shoulder, walking down the stairs. And as that happens, you can hear some clattering from outside as other skeletons, as you can imagine, are walking toward the tower now. In that moment, before it faces you all and finally crests across where the where the second floor is kind of blocked vision of it. 3 of the specters from outside, at least the non-corporeal variety, not necessarily specters stat block wise, phase through the walls as they come into the area as well.
So as it started, so we're not in combat yet. I'm just
Not
going to pull out the weapon and it's going to start glowing bright. It's a weird mixture of crispy black and bright light.
Yeah. Almost like an event horizon kind of thing with the accretion disc of white around a solid black in the center.
Yeah. They get mileage stripey like that.
You're talking Event Horizon from a black hole, and not
Yes.
like the movie, the Event.
Correct, yeah. Although there is definitely a certain hellscape to what you guys are going through, have gone through, potentially may still go through. But we'll find out about that later.
I don't like the way you put that.
By the end of this adventure, someone's gonna rip their own eyes out.
Yeah, right. So
Someone's poor decisions, and you get this sooner than I thought.
So then, with all that said, can everybody roll initiative, please?
I guess.
15.
Start yelling stuff out of me quite yet. I gotta get my stuff. I asked for you to roll initiative. I didn't start saying like, go ahead and shout things at me, everyone. Yeah, thank you. So Rainier's on a 1 for his transgressions. All right, Daruk.
16.
Rin.
14.
Wow.
Really?
14 team.
Dorgirin.
20.
Trend has been broken
Don't speak.
in a good way. Vadir.
He's doing 16.
Oh, right. I
And
gotta
to
roll for
follow up-
Gordon as well.
Vadir, 19.
So we're just
And yes,
missing 18.
Gordon will be on Dorgirin's turn at the end of it.
You'll just use my initiative.
Yep, we'll keep that simple.
All right.
And now I have to roll 9. So the knight, him, and then so all right. So knight first. Okay.
You're not trying the whiskey? Why not?
Because I drank way too much first. I don't have my body.
Okay.
That no for stuff.
Give it another month or two.
So,
Mostly kill.
And last. Okay.
That's the joke.
Don't figure out I roll. I mean,
All right. So Dorgirin, you are up first.
Oh, yeah. Actually, where are we all? Just in here.
And let me pull up the battle map from Streams standpoint. Bam. Not on screen. All right, let's fix that.
So, did the skeleton man's come down?
Yes. So he's on the stairs coming down. He's not fully on the ground floor quite.
Gotcha. Oh, man. Alright. Next time we gotta get a leash. And then, but
Take
the...
the shot or not?
Give me 1 second. Getting the battle map fixed. Okay. Can I zoom in? I can. Cool. All right. So that is where we are. Fly. Okay. Done. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Prost.
Hey.
Oh.
Look, a strawberry.
I didn't do the
I
whole...
know it's would I recommend.
basically.
Ooh.
Better or worse than Pop Off?
Better than
Better
Pop-Up.
than Pop-Up.
Oh yeah.
Baby.
I think that might legitimately, like, honestly be my second favorite of them. because it does have a burn to it. With the name like Dragon, I would expect it to. But yeah, it's got that kind of spiciness to it that I like.
Oh, it's got spice to it?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to try it now.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna say if you can, we can easily do it.
Why aren't we? I thought the whole thing. Everyone tried it.
Not always, and not all of them either.
I can't do it right now.
Bruh.
Pat will literally throw up, and then
Yeah.
I will throw up.
I had an evening where I drank
shit.
way too much with him, and now I have like a revulsion every time I sniff it.
You're me and Copeland.
Ah,
Gotta give it at least
crap.
another couple months.
What happened?
So I am on call.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Oh,
no!
Did it happen?
We can call it early.
Did they call?
Is this
They
a
did.
good time?
Yeah, the
We
combat
haven't
hasn't started
combat
yet.
yet.
That's true. Okay.
I mean,
SD WAN maintenance though, like
and also 921. You know,
yeah,
there's
it's not,
no way
it's
we're
not
getting
too
through this combat.
I've got everybody's rolls down.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Bit of a bummer. Sorry, friends. Yeah, I thought that we were probably going to be able to get through a good chunk of it. Probably through like the first round, and then we maybe have the second round at the start of the next game. But yeah. All right. Well.
Proof shot.
Yeah. Right.
You do have a long way to drop.
Right.
Yeah. True. Right.
I can take you if you want. Just
Yeah.
be careful.
You
But
guys gonna be like, where's the cruise?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna pass that thing.
I got tired of driving, so I just left it.
totaled it and I walked the rest
Yeah.
of the day. You're pissed about that lamppost.
All right, let me. I'll copy this too. Sorry, guys. It's funny. I actually. It was funny. Olivia asked me. She was like, "You're on call, right?" I'm like, "Yeah," but like I never called. And like honestly, we're coming out of a change freeze, so it probably won't happen. And then of course it does. Which like I've been on call on a couple others of our sessions, and I didn't get buzzed. So
So don't kill it right now. Give us a brief, like 2-minute description of everything that we're about to face off against.
okay, yeah. So you see the Bone Knight, of course, which it's a slightly different stat block than the one that's in D&D Beyond.
Wouldn't know that anyway, but go off.
Fair enough. So.
That's you know.
No, too lazy for that.
But those that were outside, you can hear the clattering of their skeletons, and if anybody, no one's right near the door, but
No, she was using her perception check to keep an eye out up from inside.
that was from the first tower. But assuming you did the same for the second, you did see that there were a number of skeletons. So we'll say that you ran in, as you could see, everybody's kind of readying up. You saw what looked like 5 of the just kind of generic skeletons nearby that looked like they maybe had been alerted to something that's going on, in addition to a couple larger ones that were just outside of your vision. You can more get like the shadows than full-on vision of what they were. They were larger in form, but you're not exactly sure what's coming. One of them seemed to be of the kind of like large stature, and the other one seemed to be potentially of more giant. So you'll see. But for those 3 that phased within the walls, one of them looks like it was some sort of spirit that was clad in like some sort of crown, where it had these long black robes that it was wisping around it. You do not see any legs or anything. It's more just like upper torso that fades into just into a cloak. You can see its white piercing eyes though as it looks down at you. And then the 2 that were closer to you, that are about ground floor height, those look, I would say closer to like female in form. They have more of a white translucent look to them than the kind of black one that came through the wall.
Banshees.
Probably.
Oh, I didn't mean that insincere. I was thinking WoW terms.
But yeah, no. So that's what you got. We'll pick up next time with the actual encounter. So I apologize for cutting a little early then, but
It happens, bro.
next
We will wake up and choose.
So next Tuesday, yeah.
next Tuesday. Yes.
Okay. When are you thinking about breaking for holiday?
I don't have an exact timeline in mind, but looking at I'd say so. Definitely off on the 24th. Depending on if you guys are up for it or not, we could do the 31st, and then definitely resume on the 7th.
I mean, New Year's Eve.
Right. That's why I'm like kind of iffy. Well, if we did, it depends on if you guys have to work that day or not. And if we did, we would do it ideally, potentially during the day.
Oh, an earlier game.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I mean, I'll have to worry.
Okay, then we'll just so we'll do next week, the week after that on the 17th, and then we'll take a break for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because that basically December is a blackout date because all the old people taking their R&D for that second.
Gotcha.
all right. Easy peasy.
Yeah. So that there would be the plan.
So 10th and the 17th. Are we wanting to do it as part of our actual D&D night, or you want to do it as like a separate thing if we want to with, are you doing like the winter thing again or no?
I'd like to, but I'm not sure yet. TBD.
But, well, thanks for everybody who joined the stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Really appreciate it, Zach. I know you were on. Anybody else that is on, appreciate you guys as well. So yeah, we'll be back next week, and we'll get into this little encounter before the bigger one with the Tower of Order.
Well, I know you placed minis and you asked for an initiative, but has anybody tried talking to the Undead Knight thing and just see if it's, hey, like, what are you doing in my house?
I have a feeling it's not going to work.
Oh,
May not, but we'll see.
You've already catted once, right? Let me cat again.
What are you doing in my swamp?
All right, well, we'll call it there. Everyone have a good night. Take it easy.
Bye.